Hey guys, it's Jay McNeil here with an update on Big Deal's Weight Loss Challenge. Wrapping up week 3 today, heading into week 4, and for me that's a big deal because it means I'm winding up the liquid diet part of this whole journey. So for those of you who don't know, I've been on nothing but meal replacement drinks for 4 weeks now, and it's been successful. Last week in the blog I outlined why this is an important part of this process and why it's important to lose as much fat off your body as you can in advance of the weight loss surgery, which kind of seems silly. But it's all about shrinking the liver, and it's all about making the laparoscopic surgery a success. It's really actually not about, ironically, the long-term weight loss goals. It's actually just about minimizing risk of the surgery. So some of you have noted that I'm losing about 2.2 pounds a day through this on this meal replacement, and you've questioned whether or not that's healthy. And you're right, it's honestly not. You shouldn't do that on your own. But I'm under doctor supervision the entire way, working with the folks at the Surgical Weight Loss Center and working with the dietitian, making sure that I'm getting the nutrients and everything that I need. And it's a special blend meal replacement that I'm on called Slim Time. And that's distributed in Canada by Minogue Medical, and that's who I've purchased it from. But the rate of weight loss is not healthy, and it won't be sustained. It can't happen after the surgery. A healthy weight loss after surgery is 1 to 2 pounds a week, and right now I'm losing 2.2 a day. So it really does become a battle of risk, and the risk of me losing weight at this rate is less than the risk of having the surgery without taking the fat off my liver by going on this drastic diet over the last 4 weeks. So this is not an easy fix. It's not intended for everyone. It really is for bariatric surgery, and it has to be done, in my opinion, under the supervision of a bariatric surgeon and a clinic like the Surgical Weight Loss Center. So it's been a huge success for me, down over 40 pounds, likely will hit 50 pounds down by the time surgery actually happens, and that's kind of where we are. We're just around the corner from it. Wednesday morning, I'll be in Mississauga, and I'll be getting on the operating table around 10:20. The whole procedure will be over by 10 after 11. Then I'm in the recovery room only till about 1:30, and then I'm back to the hotel, and it all happens pretty quick. And I have to say I'm really excited about the fact that it's here already, and I'm incredibly motivated and encouraged by the success I've had even without the surgery. The biggest obstacle for those of you who've battled your weight, more often than not, it's not the diet, it's not the regimen or the routine, it's the click inside your head that you're actually going to do this, that you're committed to this, and that you're going to put that desire to succeed, to be healthy, to make the right choices, to be responsible for your own actions, to put that desire ahead of the cravings and, the binges or the bad decisions that I've certainly made in the past that put me in this position. So for those of you following along, when I started this, my starting weight was 460 pounds, and I've just come off the scale and I'm 419 pounds, which means I'm down 41 pounds, which is, it is what it is. It's a huge, encouraging boost to me to know that I'm on the right track and that I've made the right choice. More importantly, that I'm working with the right team, because that really is what's different this time. I've done this before on my own with very limited success, almost no success. So the support of that team and your support, honestly, is really the determining factor so far in making this work for me. So this won't be a long video this week. What I really want to encourage you to do is read the blog post that I wrote. Last week, I mentioned that I wanted to talk about really the mental cost of obesity and why I was motivated at this point in my life to make this decision. You know about my dad, and you know about my family history, and you know the kind of situation that genetics and decisions have put me in, my own obesity. I know how that story ends. It's not a good story, but there are other factors too. It's about quality of life just as much as it is about length of life. And for me, in my job right now, in the opportunities that I'm being given because of the job that I have and because of the work that I'm doing in the community, it's honestly just pissing me off that I'm missing out on opportunities that I wouldn't be missing out on if I were thin. Now don't get me wrong, I don't mean I'm losing jobs. I really mean opportunities. I mean opportunities to travel without the anxiety of wondering if you fit in the seat. The opportunity to meet someone for lunch and trying to make sure you pick the place so that it's not somewhere that has, benches, that they have movable chairs. Those kind of anxiety add up. It makes no sense that a guy like me, who's just incredibly comfortable on stage in front of a few thousand people, or sharing my story with a few thousand people online, it makes no sense that that guy doesn't want to stand in line at a store or doesn't want to walk through a mall. There is an anxiety that comes with this. And for me, the determining factor was, as long as I was in a situation where people were supposed to be looking at me, I felt in control and I was okay with it. But if I had to be out there among everybody and not know that I was being looked at all the time, I would assume I was being looked at. I would feel judged, and that would bring a tremendous amount of anxiety. And that has kept me from a lot of personal opportunities. It's interfered with my personal life, my professional life. It's been the nail in the coffin on friendships and on relationships, and I'm tired of it. This whole point of doing this is to get past all of that and to recognize that who I am naturally is an outgoing, honest person who likes to be out there, who, let's face it, it's my line of work, it's why I'm doing this. There's a certain part of me that likes attention. I've known that for years. It's why I've landed in the field I've landed in. But at the same time, trying to balance that off with, my complete hesitation to do things I'm not in complete control of, that what I used to consider a personality trait of being a control freak, I've certainly discovered has much more to do with my own anxiety. And trying to put my finger on what brings about that anxiety, it really only clicked since I got this job and since I started working in radio over the last 8 years since I got my first radio job. It's only been since then that I've realized that for me, that trigger is my weight. If I can shed that, I'll be in a less anxious position. It doesn't mean it's all going to go away. It doesn't mean attacks will go away and stuff like that. But it's a big trigger for me, and it's a big motivating factor. And it's something I've never, ever talked about before. Not with family, rarely with friends, and certainly not with listeners and all of you online. So please give my blog a read. Understand that there is another side of obesity. It's not just vanity. It's not just comfort. For a lot of us, it's absolutely about day-to-day life and quality of life. And I am as much in this for that as I am for anything else. Check out the blog at eagle1035.com. I'll be updating the video section of the site again on Wednesday after the surgery. Thanks again for all your well wishes, and I'll be seeing you next week.